Hi, welcome to Dip into the Ink, which is a show where I and sometimes a guest dip into a comic book and really discuss what we love, what we hate, what we thought about it. Today is a very special holiday. We are doing a Christmas special type of episode. One, forgive me on my low quality. Two, next week we've done the first two, three-ish issues of Daniel Warren Johnson's and Mike Spicer's Transformers run, and next week Rudy's going to be back, so we can do the next issue. But today I really wanted to talk about this DC Christmas issue because of one reason and one reason only. That's because Bunker's in it. And let me tell you, if you're a comic book fan, there's like a DC list character that is 100% your favorite and you will die for them. There's no real reason they should be your favorite, but you just love them so much. There's so much heart you have for these characters. And Miguel Barragan, aka Bunker, is one of them. Now, I'm sure you're like, oh, who the hell is Bunker? Bunker was a Teen Titans that was introduced back during the New 52 when they had Scott Lobdell and Brett Booth, I believe, on the book. But he was a part of the team, and it was a dark time during comics. There was lots of like edginess and people being, very dark. And Bunker was a Titan that was very optimistic. He was very bright. I mean, during that book, Wonder Girl slowly being taken over by her armor. Superboy, oh my jeans. Tim and whatever Batman shit he had to deal with. Bartor, Kid Flash being like, oh fuck, I can't remember the past. No, Raven's like, my dad's a demon, all that shit. And the whole time Miguel's there, just so happy, so expressive, so like, we're fucking Teen Titans, we got this, man. And there's just something really cute about the character. And I think that joyfulness, and as well as his powers, which are creating like psionic bricks, those two things have kind of kept him within the comic space. I mean, he was part of the upperclassmen slash teen team of Titans Academy. He has been featured in this and a few other places, and it's just very exciting. So we're gonna dive into this together. On this show, we dive into comics and stuff, and we talk about the panels, and that's what we're gonna do. Just Bunker segment. I 100% have read and got my copy of the Christmas special, and I think you should definitely read it. It's a lot of fun, particularly a Superman story that's featured there, but the whole thing is a fun read. But today, we're just going to talk about the Bunker story, so let's get into it. First things first, we're in Palmera City, which is currently Blue Beetle's place that his aunts have like a restaurant. He moved there, as in the comic series. Don't worry about it. But it's a city, and then we have this huge fight where Capetil and Bunker is fighting. I'm also bad at pronouncing things, so if I say things wrong, don't worry about it. But Capetil and Bunker are fighting in Palmera City. We have Drummer Boy, which is a character that I believe was introduced in the first DC. Actually, let me go get my issue. Hold on. Yeah, I just checked. He was featured in the first DC Pride. He was sort of analogous to the Pied Piper, and he's fun. But he's doing this thing. Bunker's there. They're doing this fight, and Bunker's like, "What are you doing, Drummer Boy? You only show up during Pride issues. Why are you here?" And he's just like, "Oh, I'm just here to cause fucking chaos." But Bunker gives him a brick to the face, Gah! Which is great. And he makes a really fun joke. He's like, "Oh, don't you know all the party gays go to Puerto Vallarta?" Which is, you see the monsters going back to the sea because Drummer Boy was controlling him with the rhythmic thing. But then it's funny that everyone starts going, "Oh, who's that? Are they supervillain too?" And everyone's crowding around Bunker because he said the day, and they're like, "Who is that?" And Bunker's like, "I was a Teen Titan. Remember me?" And they're like, "I don't know who this is," which is funny because shout out Aztec. Someone's like, "Remember Aztec? I liked him." Like they just confuse one Mexican superhero for another. Bunker's just like, "Oh my god, why does this always happen?" Because it sucks, because there are lots of niche characters that were on Justice League teams, were on Teen Titans, whatever, and people forget about them. So this kind of feels like I'm the audience. I'm Bunker right now, resonating with Bunker fans in the audience, because they're like, "Don't you guys remember me? I was here." And that process goes strictly into the next page that we turn to. And he says, like, "I'm so isolated these days. When I heard the Titans are back, I kind of expected to get the call, but nothing." Bunker, let me tell you, these aren't your Titans. You know what Bunker should have been called for? Brian Michael Bendis's, was it Bendis? I think it was Bendis's Young Justice, because he knows a lot of people on that team. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, Bunker. These Titans are they don't know you. Raven and Beast Boy know you on that team, and I think that's about it. And Starfire knows you, and Nightwing. They all kind of know you, Bunker, but you're not. It's like the kid brother that you're not going to invite to the party. It's that kind of thing. But Bunker is really sad. He's like, will anyone ever notice if I was ever gone? And then Exrano, which is he's like a magical character. And he's just like, oh, what's going on here? Well, how's it going, man? And there's a fun moment where he's like, oh, Bunker, I come to your aid in the time of your need. He's like, what? The drummer boy? He's like, Puerto Vallarta has plenty of prisons, which is funny because I imagine he teleported drummer boy to Puerto Vallarta just so when he's out of prison, he can go party. Hilarious. I love that. But he's just kind of here to show Bunker how important it is. So they do a whole mystical, I don't know if it's transportation or some sort of like alternate reality transport, and it's like a world without Bunker. And this next panel is very fun because we cut to the next page where this big panel and it's Bunker's like, oh, it's the Titans, but something's weird. And first of all, I love the lineup. It's basically the lineup they have now, but with Roy, Tempest, and Bumblebee. Love Bumblebee. But it's there, and he's like, these aren't the Titans, they're clones, mutates. And the Dominators, which is a throwback, they're Dominator clones, which is crazy. I honestly blame the CW for everyone remembering who the Dominators are because they were a big thing back then, but they haven't really done anything lately, from what I know. But they're like, we will eradicate any rebellion. We serve the Dominators, and the Titans go to fight. Bunker is like, oh fuck, you guys aren't the real Titans. I can let loose, and he conjures a bunch of psionic bricks. Now, what's fun about Bunker is that these bricks are, mentally, they're psionic. He can control the softness and toughness, also the size and shape. They're just kind of brick size. So if he wanted to make, fire suppression foam, he can make a tiny bunch of little bricks that are soft that will help smother the fire. If he needed to create like a really hard fist, he can make big ones that are increasingly durable just to punch. But he throws on this really cool battle suit and he starts fighting. He's like thunk, and he starts fighting these Titans, which is honestly, shout out Bunker. I feel like his powers need to be explored more because I feel like there's a lot you could do with it. But he starts fighting these Dominator Titans. There's a bit of banter here and there, like, we can do it. And he's looking pretty good for this first page. But then it really does takes one person to get the jump on him. These things start jumping him, and he's like, dig deep. And they're all starting to jump on him, and it's like they're going to win. And then he kind of goes into a little bit of a Hulk mode. And like, and then he releases all his energy. Very Dragon Ball, actually. Like, it's like, John. He releases all the energy, and he throws a bunch of bricks around. And he makes like these brick constructs that look like they're floating in the air, and like, and they start flying everywhere. And it's a great thing. I mean, I love that the bricks are psionic because there was a moment during, I think, like issue 6 where he was paralyzed, but he's like, oh, I can mentally move my bricks. So he just started throwing them around. So Exrano is like, oh, see, Bunker, like, you heart selfishness inspires trust in other heroes, inspires them to stand up and defend the world and the communities together. And it's like, without you fucking Dominators, other bad guys would have taken over forever. And honestly, if you want to give Bunker credit for every hero victory that's happened since his inception, I feel like that's canon and we should take it seriously. But it's a very fun. They come back to the world. It's like back to the world where you belong. And it's kind of, it's very sweet because Bunker, as presented in this story, has been feeling kind of left out. He's been feeling very detached from the world of superheroing, which often happens to a lot of these C-D list characters. And this kind of feels like a love letter. Like, yes, these characters may not always have the spotlight, but that doesn't make them any less important than any other characters, which is something I really love. But Miguel goes on to say, is like, it doesn't always feel like it, but I am important. Next, Serrano is like, you don't need the Teen Titans to be a hero, Miguel. You always were one. And that's very sweet. And here's something that happens that if I was there, there's this whole thing where this kid with Gwenpool hair kind of pulls up. It's like, oh my gosh, Bunker, you're my favorite I love Blue Beetle, but you're my favorite. Would you tie my brick? And he has like a red brick. It's just really funny. Now there are two options here. One, this kid, they carry around a brick just in case meet Bunker. Two, there was a destroyed part of the city, and he took the brick out when he saw Bunker and was like, "I need Bunker to sign this." Or three, they carry around a brick for protection or something. I have no idea, but it's just very funny. But they're like, "Oh, I love you on the Teen Titans. I think it's cool you're on your own. Are you moving to Palmera?" And Bunker's like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe. That's great." And this sort of segment ends on a very cute thing where Bunker's like, "Oh, thanks. So sorry to take your time." And Exano is just like, "Oh, did you not get my DM to the party? We're having a whole thing. We got JLQ, Justice League Queer together, which is all the queer characters. They all hang out. And I can identify almost, I feel like I can identify most of them, not all of them. But shout out to all you J. John fans in the background. They got them, Renee, Ghost, Crush. Honestly, I have a whole team pitch, so don't worry about it. But then this random person, I'm not sure who it is, but they give Bunker a kiss, and then Bunker looks to the audience. He's like, "Merry Christmas, everyone." And then we have the title story set area that's like, "It's a Bunker-ful life," written by Josh Trujillo. Trujillo, I'm so white. I'm sorry. Art and color by Andrew Drillon, letters by Lucas Gattoni, and editor Michael McAllister. And that's sort of the end segment. And it's a very cute thing. And it feels very much this Bunker story being a sort of vehicle as a love letter to those who have big love for these C-list, D-list, B-list characters, because it sort of is very much packaged as, yeah, no one remembers me. That doesn't matter. That doesn't make me any less of a hero. That doesn't make my accomplishments any less than, say, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. And honestly, I love that. It's a very fun story. I hope to see Bunker soon. I'd follow Josh Trujillo on Twitter, and I think he said that they're not sure about Bunker coming in soon, but totally open to it. I know. I hopefully, fingers crossed, Blue Beetle gets a third little series, because they had the first one and then now the second one's going on. I think they're on issue 4 that just dropped the other day. I'd have to check my comic box. I don't know. But I believe issue 4 of that just dropped. So if they have another segment, maybe they can bring in more people. I know they just brought in Tracy 13, Starfire's in that book. So maybe Bunker could show up. That'd be great. But yeah, that's all I have to say for the comic. I would definitely, as I said, just to reiterate from before, totally pick up what I said earlier about the Merry Christmas issue. It's a lot of fun. These anthologies sometimes feel hit and miss because you kind of wonder, is the art and story worth the price point? Because it is maybe like $9.99, $10. And you kind of have to look at each story and kind of weigh and value whether or not you like the writers and artists. But I feel like this little Christmas issue is worth it. I think it is for this, and especially that Superman story, because I like them all, but this and the Superman one really hit. So yeah, let me know if you want to see any more Bunker related content, Teen Titans content. Next week I should be releasing the next issue of Transformers, so I'm very excited. And sorry, I got distracted. You want to say bye to? Hold on, shoot. You want to say bye to the audience? Goodbye. Ugh. Goodbye. See you later.